Psychology says this clearly. When you see someone posting photo after photo on social media, it's easy to label them as attention seekers, show-offs, or people who just want likes. But psychology doesn't reduce it to something that's simple. In many cases, posting too many photos isn't about arrogance at all. It's about emotional stability. It's about regulation. It's about trying to feel real in a world where everything feels uncertain and fast. What looks like confidence can actually be coping. What looks like look at me can actually be please don't forget me. And once you understand what's happening under the surface, you will never see frequent posting the same way again. The first thing psychology highlights is visual proof of existence. For many people, social media isn't just entertainment. It's a mirror. Every time they post a picture and receive likes, views, and comments, their brain gets feedback that confirms, I am seen. That feedback creates a temporary sense of validation, and for some minds, being seen equals being real. It's not because they have no life, it's because they want proof that their life matters. The brain responds to social signals the way it always has, even before the internet existed. Humans are wired to belong. We are wired to be noticed. And when someone doesn't feel noticed in real life, they often seek that signal online. The second psychological pattern is mood repair through posting. Social psychology studies show that people often post more when their mood drops. They may not admit it, but it happens quietly. When they feel lonely, stressed, insecure, bored, or emotionally low, posting becomes a form of self-soothing. The dopamine response from social feedback can temporarily lift their emotional state. It's like a quick emotional bandage. It doesn't solve the deeper problem, but it gives relief for a moment. And the more a person learns that posting equals emotional relief, the more they repeat the behavior. This is why frequent posting can become almost compulsive, not because they're obsessed with themselves, but because their brain has learned a shortcut to feel better. The third reason psychology explains is identity construction. Many frequent posters are not just sharing pictures. They're building a version of themselves. Photos allow them to shape how they are perceived. They can control the narrative, what they look like, where they go, what kind of lifestyle they live, who they are around, and what energy they want to project. In a world where identity feels unstable and people constantly compare themselves to others, images can feel like a way to create a stable sense of self. The photo becomes a statement. This is me. This is my life. This is what I stand for. And for someone who feels uncertain inside, that external identity becomes a form of structure. The fourth psychological reason is fear of being forgotten. Many people who post constantly score higher on fear of social invisibility. They don't want to disappear from people's minds. They don't want to be irrelevant. Psychology connects this to attachment and belonging needs. Some people grew up feeling emotionally unseen, ignored, or overlooked. Others have experienced abandonment, rejection, or loneliness. So when they post, it's not just content, it's presence. It's their way of saying, I'm still here. Because silence online can feel like being erased. And for a mind that fears being forgotten, constant posting becomes a way to stay visible, to stay remembered, to stay connected to the world. The fifth pattern is sensitivity to social comparison. Research shows frequent posters are often more sensitive to how they rank socially. They notice what others have, what others look like, where others travel, and how others are praised. Photos become a way to compete for attention, beauty, lifestyle status, or admiration. But here's the part most people misunderstand. Competition doesn't always come from arrogance. It often comes from insecurity. When someone feels uncertain about their worth, they start measuring themselves through external signals. They start asking, am I doing enough? Am I attractive enough? Am I interesting enough? Posting becomes a way to test their value in real time. The sixth psychological reason is externalized self-worth. Psychology connects heavy posting to a self-worth system that depends on reactions instead of inner confidence. When someone's value is tied to likes and comments, they feel stable when feedback is high and unstable when feedback drops. And that creates a cycle. They post, they feel good, the feeling fades, they post again. It's not because they are shallow, it's because their emotional stability is outsourced to social approval. The problem is, social approval is temporary. It never lasts. So the need returns again and again, and the person keeps feeding the loop. The seventh reason is the desire for emotional connection. Behind constant posting, many people are simply trying to connect. They want to feel close to others. They want to feel included. They want to feel like someone cares. Psychology shows that for many, a photo is not just an image, it's a bridge. It's a way to reduce loneliness, to start conversations, to receive messages, to feel social warmth, even if it's through a screen. Sometimes people post because they don't know how to say, I feel alone. They don't know how to say, I need support. They don't know how to ask for attention in a healthy way. So they post instead. And the world judges them, laughs at them, calls them desperate, when in reality they are meeting emotional needs the only way they know how. Psychology doesn't say people who post too much are shallow. It says they are human. It says they are trying to regulate emotions, build identity, reduce loneliness, and stay visible in a world built on visibility. So the next time you see someone posting too many photos, don't rush to hate them. Don't assume they're obsessed with themselves. Ask yourself what they might be trying to feel. Stability, validation, belonging, connection. Because behind the posts, there is often a person trying to hold themselves together. And if this made you see social media differently, then you're exactly the kind of mind this channel is made for. This is the Known Sense, where we decode human behavior, reveal the psychology behind everyday habits, and help you understand people beyond the surface. If you want more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe to the Known Sense, and share this with someone who needs to understand the real psychology behind social media. Because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it.